Hey everyone, I'm Nicole Moss, co-founder of Moss Consulting HR Services. I'm here today with the Cenizo leadership team with Harrison, Nancy, and Sheridan. And we are going to talk about so many cool things. We're going to talk about lots of things that people don't know yet, which is like new locations, new ideas, Sheridan as a leader and kind of being the face of Easton Park, Cenizo, and what Harrison and Nancy are growing as they allow Sheridan to leave, which is really exciting. Thank you guys for being here. Let's jump right in.
Of course.
Thank you.
Let's start by talking about your music career.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable?
Yeah.
So you're a barista during the day and you do music at night.
Yep.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, a lot of early morning, late nights. I moved to Austin like 2 years ago, just from San Marcos, and I've been doing the whole band thing. I'm in the Bottomless. It's progressive pop, and
It's called The Bottomless?
Yes, yeah.
Love
it's
it.
me and my boyfriend, and we play every weekend. We got a show June 13th at Chess Club.
Okay.
So I've seen a lot of musicians actually through Cenizo, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, hi! It's like so weird to see them early in the morning with coffee in another world like that. It's just it catches you off guard, but the music community here in Austin is so amazing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, very cool. And Cenizo leans into music. You guys like have Dusty play. And,
and
all of
first
that, right?
Saturdays.
First Saturdays of every month.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is
Unless
it
I
Dusty?
forget about it. But
Okay, fair enough. Is it always
Sometimes.
Dusty or is it
No.
other
Not
people?
always. It
We've-
was Dusty for like the good
First few.
Yeah, the first few
But
shows.
we have a pretty good like Rolodex now of musicians. And
Nice.
I would say when we do have a live music event, we probably get like at least 10 to 20 more people messaging,
way.
emailing
Yeah.
us, be like, hey, can we play? I'm like,
Oh, that's
you realize
awesome.
we're just a coffee trailer
yeah.
Yeah,
at the park, right?
it's so cool. Have y'all played there?
We're a little too hardcore rock, I think.
Okay.
Her
Saturday
words,
morning.
not mine.
Fair enough.
We just need to come up with the right event for it.
Got it.
That's
Yeah.
true.
That's
One
fair.
of these days.
One of these days. Love that. How long have you been doing music?
I guess when I moved to Austin like 2 years ago-ish, so I just like jumped into doing a lot of rock bands, and I'm taking some steps back though because I don't know anything about music theory, so
Okay.
I'm always learning.
I love that.
Yeah.
Very cool. And how did y'all get lucky enough to find Sheridan? So cool musician to manage. She's kind of running ops at this point, right?
Yeah. Well, first, I think we talked to Sheridan like a year before Sheridan actually came on.
Okay.
And then she's like, I'm kind of too cool for you guys.
Yeah, fair.
You know?
Specifically you, Harrison.
Yeah, specifically me.
Yeah.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Got it.
And then messaged us again. It's probably got to be close
Last
to a year
fall,
now,
right?
right?
Yeah, coming
Or
up on a year.
9
The
months or so.
Instagram post again.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're
a
like,
sign.
you know what? We're bringing Sheridan in this time.
Okay.
Hook, line,
Yeah.
and sinker.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happened very fast. It was great.
Yeah.
Nice. And so you're running operations. So like, what does that mean? Just for like people in Easton Park who there's so much that goes into running a coffee truck. And the only reason I know that is because last time we talked, I had no idea. But like for everyone who doesn't know that it's not just simply like, oh, here's a cup of coffee, like a delicious cup of coffee or matcha or whatever they order. But like, what are you doing in the truck that's like making it fast and easy and delicious?
Well, making sure everyone's just like all cohesive and in tune and doing everything correctly with all of our processes that we have put into things and having a quality product and double checking. There's like 4 of us in the truck a lot of times, 5, and it's a lot of communication constantly the whole time. And it's just so fun. It's so exciting.
Yeah.
And like when it's been very successful, so it's just really fulfilling when you have a strong team like we have. So I don't know.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love that. So how has it been like, because how many trucks are there now? 2?
2 right now.
2 right
Right
now.
now.
Yeah.
And we'll get into what's next later. But like, was it really hard when you guys split the 2 trucks and then you have like, did you grow the team really fast or like did you split them up?
The hardest thing, because Easton Park is obviously where we live. It's our community. We know, Nancy and Sheridan know names better than I do, but
Fair.
we know a lot of the names of the people in the community. And then Cenizo was also created as, this is Harrison and Nancy running a trailer for Easton Park. And so as we went to location 2, we needed to make sure that didn't get lost in translation. We didn't lose the part that, the community and quality part that we built because we were focused on other things, right? So we had to make sure that there was people in place that would embody what we started and make it even better.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's where Sheridan comes in, and the people that come in that are doing the day-to-day. So even though you don't necessarily see me or Nancy every day, you still see somebody that knows your name, knows your order,
Yeah.
is hyper focused on community and quality. We talk about we literally have a policy written down, our customer first policy. And one of my biggest pet peeves as a customer is going in somewhere and feeling like I'm not the priority.
Yeah.
Right. And so if one person comes up, we truly expect everybody in that trailer to be focusing on getting a quality drink in that person's hand as fast as possible.
Yeah.
So it might seem overkill. It might seem overkill that we're saying, yeah, we want 4 people focused on one drink, but we truly do. I want one person taking the order, one person pulling the shot, one person steaming the milk, and the other putting a lid on it, because then we could do all those things more or less at one time, and you get a great quality drink in 30 seconds instead of a minute and a half.
Yeah.
And that might seem like we're splitting hairs, or maybe we're too focused on that, but I do think that makes a difference.
I think it's really great because even when most of the time, especially on the weekends, when you go to when you go to the food truck park in general, there's usually one very long line, and it's for the coffee truck. Like, it's for Cenizo, right? But it's never like deterred, I don't think, anyone, because it moves. Like, you're never really standing in one place for very long. Like, it moves, and y'all do a really good job of making everyone feel super special, because it seems like everyone, like, there's like a quippy joke, or like the guy that makes he's like, it's a Nicole brew, and like, I thought that was so
I already
cool.
know that's Matthew. You don't even have to tell us.
It was so cool. Like, it's little things like that. Like, anytime you go to Cenizo, or you go to the food truck park in general, there's always a line, and it's usually for the coffee truck. Like, it's usually for Cenizo. But it's never a big deal because you're always moving. Like, the line, kind of like to your point of like 4 people on one drink, is, you would think like someone who didn't know that would like make it take longer if you have 4, but it obviously doesn't, because y'all are constantly moving. But then, like, being so special about like someone gave me, like, he calls it a Nicole brew, which is like the sweetest thing
I already know
ever.
that's Matthew.
Yeah, and like, it's those little moments that, like, it makes everyone feel like a VIP. It makes everyone feel like y'all have the best coffee in Austin. I think like everyone would agree with that, and we'll get to why in a little bit. But like, when you know people's names, you know what they're like. I'm sure that people have like regular orders.
Yes.
Do y'all get to know
Plenty.
that?
Yes,
Yeah.
plenty.
We'll see them in line, and then we'll just
We'll
make
start
it,
prepping
and
it.
then it's like, then they're at the register, and we're like, we already got you.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And every once in a while, there'll be some people that we know they flop between a couple drinks. So then we start making bets on
Okay.
which one they're
Yeah.
going with that day. And some of us will get a little cocky and start making it. So,
Okay.
I would say about 50% of the time we get it right.
Okay.
We're really good about stuff
Odds.
like that.
But,
No, that's
yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
Make fun games about stuff.
Well, I mean, y'all are also, you're in a truck that's very small. So like you have to really like who you're working with, I would assume.
Yeah, we get pretty comfortable. I think when the new team members that we brought on in the past, 6-ish months, past 6 months, but including Sheridan in the beginning, it doesn't take long before like you're kind of bumping elbows and saying sorry, and I'm like, don't apologize, like it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So we get pretty comfortable, and everyone's just a team player, and we make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, you're in a very close proximity with very hot drinks. Like there's got to be like a bit of a dance to it, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
There is.
It's really fun. Sometimes you just hit a flow state where everybody is in the same flow state, and it just cranks out, and that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's other times where it's like, oh, maybe I'm not on my A game or whatever, and like that one, you can tell that one person not being quite at 100 is kind of like, all right, let's force through it.
Yeah,
We're gonna get
squeaky
there.
wheel.
Another shot
Yeah.
of espresso.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good. Like, do y'all drink your own coffee?
Oh yes.
Yeah,
That's
you're
the
like
biggest
all the
part of
time.
the
One too
job.
many drinks.
Well, yeah, one too many shots of espresso.
And
Then
I-
everyone's like, zzz.
yeah. Well, I always thought that, we would like get sick of the smell of coffee. It's not possible.
No.
No,
So
I
let's-
still smell it every morning. And go,
and it's
gosh, that's great.
so good. Like, it's so. Let's talk about the beans and like the family and like just what makes. Because you said there's 3 things to a good cup of coffee. Like, what do you like? The water, beans.
It's basically the water and the beans.
Okay, so, like, walk us through all of that.
I think that one of the things that we take a lot of time, I guess, on the front end, right? We take a lot of time on onboarding the supplier, on making sure that it's a quality product, and that comes from the bean to the filtration of the water to how we're steaming the milk, the techniques that we're doing, and making sure that we have the fundamentals so we can be fast right then and there.
Yeah.
And one thing that is also very intentional, like you mentioned the line, right? We want you to see the line because we want you to decide whether you have time to stand in that or not.
Okay.
To us, like being obsessed with our customers and the community and the customer experience means whether it's good or bad, we want to be able to communicate that. And so if you look at the line, you can look at that and go, okay, that's going to take 10, 15 minutes. But as soon as I place my order, I know it's not going to be more than a minute and a half or 2 minutes.
Right.
Whereas we could just burn through that line as fast as we can, put 40 orders up on the screen. Then you enter in what we call the invisible line, where now you're standing in kind of just a circle waiting for your name to be called, and you have no idea when it's going to get
Oh,
called.
right. Like if you
Right.
take all the orders and then you're like making them all and everyone's just like crowded around. Because that's a
Yeah.
really good point. Because like there's never a group of people waiting for drinks. Like
Right.
maybe 2 or 3 at a time. And it's like, and it moves.
And,
like there's
and
never a
that's-
long
And
wait.
that's the intention. We want people to be able to judge for themselves. Like if that means like if you look at the line and go, I don't have 15 minutes right now. I'd much rather that experience for you than have you think, oh, there's no line. You order
Right.
almost immediately and then you get put into a queue that takes 20 minutes that you didn't know about.
Right.
So that's just, it's not a good experience, right?
Interesting. That's great. I never even thought about that being, because you're right. Sometimes I'll drive by and be like, oh, I don't have the 10, like,
Yeah.
but that otherwise you wouldn't know if there's no line. You're like, hell yeah, I'm going to
Yeah.
get coffee right now,
Yeah.
which may not be the case.
Yeah.
Which is, oh my gosh, you guys are thinking about everything.
Yeah, there's a thought behind it. There's a method behind the madness. But
We were at, I think it was like over a year ago. It could have been last summer, or maybe even the summer before. Time is funny. But at the Entrepreneurs Club, you were there and you were talking about intentionality. And it seems like everything that you all do is like, has intentionality behind it.
Yeah. So, I mean, going back to kind of the front end of, the story that I would give is this past weekend, Nancy and I were on a sourcing expedition for our next project. But coming soon. But yeah, we were at the Mueller's Farmers Market, which is literally where we started with Cenizo as well. And we're walking down the city block and we see this line. We're like, gosh, where's this line going? We thought it was going to be, it must be something amazing. So we get to the front of the line and sure enough, it's our matcha supplier.
Oh, cool.
And, he's there, he's importing the stuff himself from Japan. It's literally the highest tier matcha, ceremonial grade matcha you can get. And at this trendy Mueller Farmers Market, he's got a line of probably 50, 60 people waiting for this matcha.
Okay.
And it is phenomenal. So fast forward a little bit, we see our other supplier, Texas French Bread. Obviously they've got a huge display inside the Miller Farmers Market, and they're beloved by people there. And then we see another line and we go, gosh, what's that line? Not quite as long as the matcha one, but still
Close.
notably longer than the majority of the other booths there. Going, oh, it's our bean supplier Talisman. So, you look at like the supplier and the quality of the products and the fact that they're hyper local and that they're being brought in by these other small local businesses. It's really, really cool to see. And that, to me, even like doubled down or like enforced the, hey, we did it right. You know, 2 years ago even.
Yeah.
Right.
So when you guys found your bean, isn't it? It's a family,
Yep.
right? It's like this. It's like when you say hyper local, like
Yeah.
Can you just kind of explain?
Yeah. So it's the name of the company's Talisman.
Okay.
They roast up in North Austin. It's single source, single farm, single family.
Okay.
So mom and dad live down in Nicaragua. They harvest the beans. They ship them to their son, Fernando, who's here in Austin.
Fernando.
He roasts them and then delivers to us same or next day.
Okay.
Yeah. Every week.
Yeah.
Every week.
And if you're a real coffee snob, you know they're actually delivering too fast. So we have to let our beans sit for an average of 7 to 10 days before we even use them. Because those beans, after being roasted, they off-gas CO2.
Okay.
And if you use them too fast, you end up with all that CO2 bubbling down through your machine and into your espresso.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So really, like with Cenizo, we're getting like the freshest cup of coffee probably in town.
Yes.
Super fresh.
Yeah.
Because if you're
Like-
getting them, if they're ordering or if they're delivering too soon and you guys are letting them like
Yeah.
off gas.
Yeah, they off-gas. They rest.
So
Yeah.
then as soon as they're ready, you're using them.
Yep.
So it is like, dang, that's what
Yeah.
is that what makes it? I mean, it is the best coffee in Austin.
That's some of it. I mean, it's all the small, I guess, intentional things that add up to it. Like we talked about it 2 years ago now, that the fundamentals of a cup of coffee are very simple, right? It's just your coffee and your water. So how good's the water you put into it? How good's the bean that you put into it plays a huge role. How much do you care about the 100 other small things? Is what takes it from being a good or a great cup to a phenomenal cup. Yeah. And so I think that by caring about as many of those small things as we can is where you get the product that we're putting out.
That's awesome. And so, like, Nancy, what's your day to day in the business?
My day to day, since we opened up the second trailer in Del Valle, I've pretty much been there since we opened it up. So my day to day right now is getting that kind of ramped and off the ground and kind of building our customer base over there and getting to know the community that's out there. So that's, I would say, day to day on top of just behind the scenes, admin, ordering, inventory stuff. But every day is different.
Yeah.
Every day is different.
Yeah, the life of an entrepreneur, right? Like you never know what day it's going to be. And then you're primarily in Easton Park, so you know all of us and our special needs as consumers in the community.
Yes.
I think it's a pretty cool community of people.
Oh yeah.
Everyone seems to be really nice, happy to get their cup of coffee. Are y'all still delivering? Ish.
We were wishy-washy
So-
with it.
So that's one thing that when we first started Cenizo, right, was we looked at and we went, we're going to be open every day, 6 to 2. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Okay.
And that is like one of our major baselines is if it's
Consistent.
negative 20 degrees out, if it's positive 105 degrees out, if it's, a holiday, we're consistent. And we weren't living up to our idea of consistency with delivery.
Okay.
So we would have it on one day and then we'd need that employee to go to HEB to get supplies. And so we'd turn it off. And then we'd turn it on and have it back on for a couple days and then turn back off again.
Okay.
And so where, of course, we want to make sure that we can provide that experience when it is on. We also want it consistently on. So
Yeah.
you can be that person that goes, hey, I know every time I go to it, it's there.
Yeah.
We haven't fully cracked the code to
Okay.
how to make it consistent yet.
Fair enough.
Part of it is just cost, right? It's expensive having an employee just waiting to be able to deliver a drink.
Right. And one at a time too.
Right.
Right. Or I
Yeah.
guess you'd have to like cull orders
Right.
and then like,
And so the solution that we're trying to work on here is to have one delivery driver that's split across many of the trailers within the food truck park.
okay, cool.
So then instead of us taking the full
oh, smart.
hourly, rate for that employee,
Right.
then we could have them on our books. We could be the one that pays them, but we get a kick in from the rest of the trailers that want that as well.
Yeah.
So I guess we basically reinvented Uber Eats, but
Fair enough. No, I mean that's great and it's local and that's super cool. I will tell you my experience with delivery, and I'm always like I love when I'm like, yeah, I can get Cenizo delivery, and then usually it's one of you two that brings it, and it's like that Saturday morning you were like, I saw Miss Moss ordered some coffee, and I think you commented you're like, that was a bougie order this morning.
it was.
I was feeling good. I was working on a Saturday, needed some coffee. Harrison, that was great. That's so cool. And so your day to day, what does that look like? So you're rock star by night, coffee in the morning,
Pizza in the evening.
pizza in the
yeah.
evening.
Yeah.
So you just don't need sleep, or
Yeah. I'm just going. I like fast-paced environments, I guess.
fair.
So yeah, I mean, I'm there typically ish like 7 to 3 most days. Sometimes I just don't open as much though, since those late nights happen. But yeah, I don't know. I'm there and I'm all hands on deck. I can do I don't know. I could do a lot of things over there, and I just help everybody out. I'm like, you need to do this and you need to do that, and I just make sure we're all on board and we're all like in a good mood, because
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing. Is like the vibe behind the scenes needs to be like very upbeat and like respectful. So
Yeah.
and that just shows the customers can see that.
Oh,
So
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. So lots of new things, exciting things coming down the pipe. What's next?
What's next?
Go for it, Nance.
What's next is a brand new concept for us.
Okay.
So pretty much since we started at the Treehouse Park, since we opened Cenizo, this is what I was telling the Cenizo team the other day, is since we opened, some of the feedback that we've gotten from the community and the neighbors here are that they wish there were healthy-ish options and snacks and bites
Okay.
in the area. So what we decided on was, for the new concept, a juice bar
Okay.
/ like bodega style with healthy grab and go bites, snacks, hyper local products as well. So yeah, that's been in the works for maybe like 2-3 weeks.
Okay. So new idea, new concept.
Yeah, brand new idea, but moving really fast.
Okay.
It's going to be called Sano Market.
Okay.
So Sano means healthy in Spanish, so we thought that was fitting.
Cool.
And it's been about 3 weeks, but I mean, we got the trailer design nailed down, the trailer order pretty much placed,
Okay.
and started working on branding, and we're targeting a July opening. So,
No way.
Yeah, so it's gonna be. It has been a busy couple of weeks. So the next 6 weeks will be fun.
and yeah, I think that when we said, hey, we're going to move forward with coffee with Cenizo, we saw what we thought was a need in the area of not just coffee, but great coffee and a place for the community. And, and it's turned into way more than we even expected. We see a similar need in the community.
Yeah.
Right. Is us included. I'm not going to tell you that our offering of pastry and beverages is the healthiest thing that you can eat.
Yeah.
I do think it's a necessary thing.
Yeah.
But I also think that we can be real about it and say, hey, we also need some healthy things that it will be easily accessible for the community. So we originally started it as, hey, let's source the farmer's market, bring the farmer's market here pretty much every day. And then we said, but we should still do something that we're preparing and not just have it be other people's stuff, right? And that's when it kind of clicked, and we're like, juice.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's so smart. 'Cause, I mean, people get juicy over like Juice Land and like, I mean, and it's so good. It's better for you. Like, I mean, but it's an expensive order. Like, 'cause to DoorDash, if you're working, you're like, ooh, I want a smoothie or like some sort of juice or whatever from Juice Land, but you can't get away. So then you're DoorDashing. Now you're spending like really like $30 on juice. Like to be able to go, where is it going to be?
At the pickleball courts.
Yeah, I was gonna say around the corner from Cenizo.
No way. Okay, so at the pickleball courts,
At the pickleball
you can
courts.
get like your juicing, like cold pressed
Cold pressed
juices,
juice. We
which
just
is the
ordered
best.
the juicer. And yeah, it's supposed to get here June 16th.
Okay, that's exciting.
So yeah, and it's a pretty cool piece of machinery.
Are
I'm
you
pretty
gonna
excited
have to
about
run
it.
it?
We'll see.
Likely.
Yeah.
Sheridan very much goes with the flow. I also realized that the majority of like probably working for me, with me, around me probably is like, you kind of have to be able to go with the flow.
No,
because
that's
one day I'll come in and just be like,
Yeah.
guys, we're doing a juice bar.
There's just that like level of crazy to entrepreneurs where you're like, today we're doing this, and everyone's like, he read a book or something, a podcast or something dumb.
Yeah. Harrison talked to Stephen Nicole again.
Oh
Didn't he?
jeez. So like, is it going to be the same hours of like Cenizo, or is like, because you guys are all about the consistency, so like, talk to us about like hours, the flow.
It's nothing's 100% definitive yet.
Okay.
But we're leaning towards not quite as early. I don't think you need the juice. I don't think it'll need to be a 6 a.m. type of deal.
Right.
But that probably means 7 a.m. And then it'll go later in the day.
Okay.
Cenizo's done by 2 p.m. There's people at the park playing pickleball and basketball till
Like right
sundown,
now, yeah.
right? So I could see a world where it makes more sense for it to be 7 to 7-ish.
Yeah.
But we're still working on that. And obviously we'll monitor sales trends and customer feedback and all that to make sure that we're making the right decisions.
Yeah. And so the point is like health, convenience,
Yeah.
hyper local.
Our, as Nancy said, the initial thought was we want it to be kind of like a bodega. So you would have the actual visual impact of the trailer itself, which seems a little silly to say about a trailer, but it's basically a glass front. So there's going to be windows all down the front. You'll see in and you'll see the packaged and the refrigerated product, and then you'll see our setup for the juicing. And so yeah, the thought is basically the same offering that you would have at the farmer's market. We're looking at, this gourmet popcorn that's made here in Austin, a beef jerky that's made here in Austin, these like healthy Bavarian style
Fruit and nut bars.
fruit and nut bars
Cool.
that are really good.
Kombuchas.
Waters, blah, blah, blah. So we want it to be something that also, that the community sees as like a convenient thing that you can go to, but not feel bad about going to it.
I love that. Because, I mean, as the community grows, right, and we're getting, there's McDonald's. I'm not in any way saying that's healthy, but it's an option, right?
course.
And then we're getting Chiba Hut, which is going to be sandwiches, which is obviously cool. But that's really like, that's it as far as CVS. But like CVS is, you get snacks. It's very expensive. It's local. It's convenient. I mean, I don't know local, but it's local. Like you could walk if you really wanted to. But to have like a truly like hyper local market or bodega close to us, right around from Cenizo, is like, it's very cool.
Yeah. And I mean, it's really cool that we get to partner with Brookfield on it. right?
Oh,
so
cool.
this is a Brookfield property. Obviously, they built the pickleball court and the basketball court.
Okay.
You know, really leaning into also the partnership with them is important to us.
Yeah, because the partnership with the food truck park or treehouse park or whatever it's a different partnership.
Yeah,
is, yeah.
yeah, they're not affiliated with Brookfield.
Okay.
It's a property that that's been in this family for a long time,
Yeah.
and they care deeply about the community in Southeast Austin and that property and kind of
Yeah.
the legacy,
Of course.
with their family, right? So they're going to have a different set of motives than
Of
a
course.
Brookfield, right?
Yep. Where Brookfield's like, get more people here.
Yeah, but what they've also noticed, and this is something that we accidentally stumbled upon, was when we first started, we had a couple people come up and be like, "Hey, I'm looking at the model homes down on Model Row or whatever," and realistically, if you're Brookfield, if you're a home builder building, let's say, semi-custom homes, and you've got a buyer that has a budget that's in the Easton Park, that's a budget that's fairly comparable to many other semi-custom home places around Austin. If you've got one that has a juice bar and a coffee shop in it and one that doesn't,
Right.
that could be the factor that pushes you over the edge.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
And
Especially where we are located. We're not
Yeah.
we're not a walkable neighborhood. As you we're Southeast Austin and Easton Park. And so if we were like East Austin where you could walk outside and choose 3 different coffee shops to walk to, that's a
Right.
totally different decision-making motive than here or Goodnight Ranch or any of these other semi custom home builders in 5 miles. I mean, it's crazy, but there's just nothing down here yet. So it's huge.
Yeah. And that's a lot of the feedback that we've gotten is, or early on, or that even Brookfield was getting, was people would say, I love the home, I love the community, I love the trails, I love the amenities. I feel isolated.
Yeah.
I can't just walk to a coffee shop, or I can't just go around the street, go around the corner to the bodega. I can't whatever. And so we weren't necessarily trying to solve that problem when we started.
Yeah.
But we've realized that, one, we did contribute to solving the problem, and we think that we can contribute further.
Yeah. So what's one thing at the bodega? What is the name of it again?
Sano Market.
Sano Market that you'll be able to get there, but not really anywhere else in the area.
I think
the
almost
majority,
everything,
yeah.
the entire menu. I think that's the other thing. So we want to have what we kind of have in mind is wraps, quinoa bowls, salads, grab and go items.
Yeah.
Again, you're not gonna have to wait for me to make your wrap. It's going to be packaged and ready.
Of course.
But simultaneously keeping that quality high. I don't want it to be like that sad looking sandwich that they have at 7-Eleven, right?
Right.
That or like airport food, right? So right now we're in conversations with a private chef who we've gone to and said, hey, we've got this kind of crazy idea. Would you be willing to help us with a menu and supply it to us on a daily basis so we can have a fresh quality offering that people can just grab and go?
Awesome. And then the juicing will be done by
Juicing will be done by
Sheridan
us.
stat, the whole people. So it'll be super fresh.
But also the thought behind that is, and again, we haven't fully nailed it down. It's one of those things where we have kind of the concept, and every day we're getting a little bit closer. But right now what we're thinking is we'll batch juice into bottles.
Sure.
So again, instead of waiting for us to fill a cup, it's literally even the juice, even though it's being juiced there on prem, will be grab and go.
Got it. Awesome. Very cool. And so what kind of stuff are you going to juice?
Everything.
Because you can juice
I love a
everything.
green juice. I love a green juice.
Beets.
Yeah. Beets. Yeah. We're kind of just exploring. Yeah.
Beets. A good cold pressed
Yeah.
beet juice is freaking delicious.
I think, and that'll be, again, that's similar to Cenizo, is we're starting the recipe process now,
Okay.
and we'll continue to refine that until the day we open, and then past the day we open.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So the goal is that I want to nail down like 4 or 5 staples.
Yeah, like signature, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
even just staples like, hey, let's make a really good orange juice, right?
Okay.
I love orange juice.
yeah.
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 And a green juice and a beet juice or a vitamin, whatever.
Yeah.
And then like I'm thinking we have like one weekly special one.
Very
right?
cool.
Rotating
out.
seasonal.
Yeah.
Whatever's in season.
Yeah.
Very cool. I'm very excited about that. Are there like, so you guys do cool events at Cenizo now with the music and the whole thing? Are you planning events like that for Sano?
I think it'd be really cool. Yeah.
I mean, Brookfield has already come to us and said, hey, like, yeah, we want to lean into it. We want to do even more than you're currently doing at Cenizo. So
Awesome.
again, having Brookfield on our side,
Game changer.
yeah, really helps us also like really tailor the offering too. So
Well,
we're-
and it's a long-term play. It's not
Yeah.
like you're not. I mean, I'm sure that Treehouse Park is excellent, but I mean, like you said, it's like a family. The motives are different. But with Brookfield, the motives are clear, right? And it is long-term. It's profit. It's more people to the. I mean, it is what it is, right? Like
Yeah.
we're all here trying to make money, like
Yeah.
every day, and so is Brookfield. So like.
wait, we are?
Yeah, wait, this is a for-profit business you're putting on?
We just filed for nonprofit status.
for the bodega. Excellent. Be like the first ever. You'd be like, it's like a pay it forward kind of a thing where you
Yeah.
just like pay as you go.
Yeah.
Excellent. Is there like are y'all gonna do like a big event, soft launch, hard launch, party?
We'll probably, we'll for sure do a grand opening of sorts.
Cool.
Probably
Yeah.
just
The-
some music and maybe
Yeah.
giveaways or.
Well, I want to get like all the vendors to come. So
Okay.
all the
Oh,
vendors that will
cool.
be supplying there.
Yeah. Talk
so-
about their products and their
Yeah.
Heck
stories.
yeah,
and-
Yeah.
that's super cool.
Yeah.
My timeline is very aggressive. So before I put a specific date out there, I need to make sure we can hit it.
yeah, yeah.
So
yeah.
right now we're going to keep it to July.
July.
Sometime
But it'll be
in
here
July.
before we know it, though.
Yeah.
So
Well, which I mean, even just any time in July is pretty aggressive. Like even if it
Yeah.
was the last week in July, like we're almost at the first week of June. So
I
like
know.
that's
Yeah.
a whole store.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you're not stressed about that. at
One
all.
day at a time.
We,
Keeps things
we like to set targets that are challenging. So
Yeah, and then hit them. We could do a big Easton Park TV live event.
absolutely.
How
Stream it.
fun.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah?
how fun.
Let's
Okay.
get it.
That
on
was
the
Steve's
books
idea right now. He just prompted that. We'll tossed it up. We freaking knocked it out of the park.
Hey, we're good.
Love it.
I'm in.
Where do you see Cenizo and Sano fitting into Easton Park? Like, not just like next year, or the year after, but like 5 years from now, 10 years from now. As there's going to be so many more homes, right? Like, how do you
Yeah.
see that working?
Well, I mean, the way I see it is, to your point, I think Easton Park is 25-ish% built out.
Right?
Yeah.
And we're pretty busy.
Yeah, y'all are busy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think just physically, I don't think we could take another 75% more demand
Right.
at that one location. Right.
There's only one Sheridan.
Yeah, there's one Sheridan. We've tried to copy paste, but it hasn't worked yet.
Yeah.
So I think realistically that there, in order to serve, I think the community as a whole and stay walkable for the entire community and blah, 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 like it's going to make sense that there's multiple locations, which is obviously one of the reasons why we're trying to work with Brookfield, because that'll help position us for that.
Yeah. How are you gonna? So while the pickleball courts are pretty close to where Cenizo is now, like it is. There's not. Is there a sidewalk?
Yeah,
There
There's
there
a
is.
sidewalk.
Oh,
yeah.
there is? Okay.
And the trail
Yeah.
behind the Union
Goes-
basically takes you. Yeah.
Goes there. Oh, okay. Because it's over by Union Park West, like the back side of it, right?
Yeah.
Like
right by Little Blue.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Like right across the street.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
like, how are you guys gonna get traffic? I mean, signs, just posts online.
Yeah, I think just what helped at least Cenizo in the beginning is social media and
Yeah.
just keeping staying consistent with just sharing what we're doing and
Word
why
of
we're
mouth.
there and what we're
Word of mouth.
offering and
Well,
Yeah.
and I have a hard time keeping my mouth shut. So
Correct.
you're laughing way too hard at that, Nancy.
I mean, you have the gift of gab, as do I. Sheridan and Nancy have been very polite to your.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that does good. You're the voice. I think it's important.
But that what that also means is as we get samples and stuff, I just like bringing them to Cenizo and having people try samples
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
telling them what we're doing. So we have a crowd of people that we see every day and every weekend. So we can be the people that start the word of mouth, right?
Yeah.
So we have kind of, I guess, a unique positioning there as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm really excited. It's gonna be it's just so cool what y'all are doing, and I think everyone. It feels so Austin. Like it feels so like entrepreneurial, so like Southeast Austin, kind of like how Austin used to be back in the like where it's just like cool little shops, you know, like
Yeah.
cool little things that you could go into, very unique, very like community focused. Like a really good example of this is like Drinks Backyard. So like when they opened Drinks on E. Cesar Chavez, it was the neighborhood bar, like the
Yeah.
Yeah.
everyone's welcome kind of bar, and like that's what it is now here, you know, at Drinks Backyard, which is like close to us. And I think y'all are doing the same thing of this like very niche, very community focused, very cool concept that we've seen just like blow up. You know, it's so cool. It's very exciting.
And I think going in on that too is like with what Tim has done with Drinks and you know the community aspect, and they're doing it in their unique way as well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you don't have to fit one mold, like you know the way that we do things and the way that they do things, we approach basically the same problem but from different
Two totally
perspectives.
different,
Angles.
two
So-
different times of the day.
So yeah, and you know you'll catch us there probably more often than I'd like to admit. Because it is just it's a great space, it's great people,
Yeah.
it's great entertainment, it's a space for the community to be able to
hang
go
out,
and hang
enjoy,
out,
yeah.
and have a great space to do it in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Drinks is great. I often think about the night we did trivia. We played trivia over there, and for second place, I won a rock paper scissors contest. And then we got some
What was our
drinks.
That
team
was
name?
fun.
Beef.
beef.
Yes.
Beef.
Yes.
Yes.
Team Beef. We got the first place losers over here in second place. That was I think
fun.
I didn't work the next day. Maybe the day after that too.
I unfortunately did work the next day.
I don't know that anyone wanted me doing their HR the next day. That was a really great night. Thanks, Tim. And
Yeah. Thanks,
Sarah.
Tim, Sarah.
Yes. Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate that next. The older I get, the worse hangovers are. So I think that was a couple days of coming back. But anyway, it was a great time. And to your
Yeah.
point, it was very community and
Well, and I love the fact that they have Malort.
Oh no.
I think I just saw Sheridan's life flash before her
I
eyes.
wasn't expecting that.
is there a story that we should know about?
No.
Are you
No.
Yeah.
Sharon
Be
is just
cool,
like,
be
you
cool.
just should not like
Yeah.
that.
are you privy to Malort?
No.
Okay.
The sounds.
It's just not good.
So I wasn't. I felt like maybe I was under a rock here, but
I don't know what it is.
it's this liqueur,
Okay.
and the nicest I could be
Okay.
to describing the flavor of it. This is a family show, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Ish. I mean,
I'm gonna have to really choose my words here, but
okay.
I would say perspiration,
Okay.
stank, and maybe like a little bit of like moldy vibes.
Bad cheese.
Bad cheese. That's
Got it.
more succinct.
Okay.
And so this is a beverage.
Is it a drink?
It's
Do you like it?
No, nobody likes it.
Nobody likes
It's
it.
it's a liqueur that its claim to fame is being disgusting. And so it started, I guess, in Chicago. It was like a Chicago thing.
Okay.
And you'll look at Drinks Backyard. They have a sign on the back that says like, "Tonight's a good night to fight your dad."
Okay.
Malort.
Malort
Like,
branding.
They
branding.
really lean
Okay.
into it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's so funny.
we were there on my past birthday, and everybody's like, "Oh, let's go shots." So I ran to the bar and got Malort for everybody without telling them, and
That's what you're supposed to do.
yeah, and then
Not tell them.
and then
Because no one who's knowing would
No one who knows
Yeah.
would
yes.
take it.
and then they'll give you a sticker that looks like the I voted stickers, but it says
Okay.
I Malorted. So, however many people that you're able to Malort, you
Gets a sticker.
you get a
Get the
sticker,
prize.
yeah.
All right.
I got 4 people that night.
Okay.
You one of them.
And is it like if you were one of
Me
them,
being one of them.
you got yourself? Happy birthday, self.
Yeah.
Is it like super high? Like, does it get you?
I don't know what
I
the
don't
APV is. It's not. I don't know. It could be standard 40, could be 151. I have no idea.
Okay, it's just gross.
It's foul.
Yeah.
If you're,
Foul.
if you're in
Yeah.
the service industry, It's
Yeah.
really, like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Is it
funny.
like-
It's good fun.
It's like a different level, than like Rumplemints.
Oh, Rumple Mints is a fine delicacy compared to Malort. Oh yeah.
Like comparatively.
Oh, comparatively, yeah.
yeah.
Rumple Mints is phenomenal.
Okay.
Like,
I mean, I like Rumplemints. I have no issue with it.
It's like toothpaste.
tastes like mint.
Yeah, spearmint. It's delicious.
It's pleasant.
Yeah,
Nobody ever uses the word pleasant about Malort
Okay.
ever.
It's just like
Yeah.
the whole point is that it's gross.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
guys, want to go to drinks?
Yeah. I'll break my sobriety on some Malorts.
Yeah, Harrison does not buy
That's
shots.
the way to go off the deep end there.
Uh-huh.
So back to Cenizo and again
Sano
Sano.
Market.
Sano. What, like, are there any other like big dreams in the works that you want to share?
Yeah. So I think last time we were a couple months into business and we had a great idea of buying a piece of land.
Okay.
And so we did, and it's been more or less on pause for a year and a half. Because turns out, like, if you want to get financing, you need to be in business for more than a few months.
Yeah.
Who
Who would have thought? It's just money.
Details.
You'll pay it back.
Details.
Yeah,
We're good
it's
for
like
it.
a promise, right?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. So we were like, okay, let's put a trailer on the land, and that'll be our short-term plan. We'll put a trailer there. That was after we had put the larger one here in Easton Park, so we had the trailer already, and we're like, okay, we'll get that one up and running over there. Long drawn-out story. Power and water, getting permitting for a food truck park is a little weird because it's not classified really as commercial. It's not classified as residential. It's this weird middle ground. And we just went around in circles for 9 months with trying to get power and water to run a food truck park there,
Oof. Okay.
which really wasn't the dream anyway. It was kind
Okay.
of a stopgap.
Sure.
Right. So then we started talking with Frost here in Easton Park. They approached us.
Awesome.
They're like, hey, we've
Dang.
been trying to get your guys' attention for a while. Can you respond to an email? I'm like, okay. So we sat down with Dane and the
He's the
guys
best.
over at Frost. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
And we're explaining to them kind of the predicament that we were in. And he goes, like, this is what we do.
Yeah.
Like Frost Bank, commercial lending, commercial
Ground up
projects,
construction.
ground
Yeah.
up in Austin.
Yep.
That's our bread and butter. And the fact that we could be doing it in a community in Southeast Austin, like that's even more our bread and butter
Yep.
because we're also community focused and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So yeah, really that's finally getting some wheels to it. I'd say we're like 90% done with the floor plan. We've done geotechnical
congrats.
analysis. We know what foundation we want. We kind of sort of know how we're going to get power and water there.
Okay.
Details.
Figured out. Small stuff. No big deal.
And yeah, we'll be able to submit like our full project plan to Frost here, hopefully in the next 30, 60-ish days.
Very cool.
And then we'll really start seeing some stuff move. So
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
it's been fun.
Can we just shout out Dane Cannon really quick for a second?
Yes,
Because he
please.
is one of the most creative, like, problem solvers when it comes to finance and money
Yeah.
on the business side. He's been great with Steve and I in our business. It sounds like he's been great with
Yeah.
you all. So, like, anyone in Easton Park or around,
Yeah.
if you need to talk to someone about like a business loan or any kind of commercial loan, or even just Frost's. I've banked at Frost
personal
since I was a
banking.
kid.
Yeah.
Like, literally since I was like, I think my first bank account was with Frost when I was like 8 or 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Like, very, very young. They're I think they're one of the best banks like ever.
Yeah.
But Dane, I think Dane used to live in Easton Park.
Yep.
Dane knows the community. He knows the people. He's absolutely incredible. So anyone in Easton Park who has a question about financing, like commercial financing, personal financing, just a bank account, like go see Dane. He'll take good care of
And
you.
all the people that are at the location
Yeah.
here in
All
Easton
great.
Park,
They're all super helpful.
phenomenal. And yeah, I think that Dane's even like they came to us asking if they can sponsor
Very proactive.
drinks every
Yeah.
month, right?
Yeah.
So they're picking up the tab for 2 hours, the first week of every month. They're picking up the tab at Cenizo.
That's awesome.
Who does that?
That's very, very
Right?
cool. Yeah.
So they really are, and the way, and we had talked to, I would say, every national bank and a few local banks about what we were trying to do, and all of them kind of were like, yeah. And then you've got Frost's complete opposite.
Yeah.
Like just looking at us like, guys, why didn't you come to us sooner?
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting because it's like what y'all are doing is so like, it's not what y'all are doing. So I don't want this to seem like I'm blanketing y'all with a bunch of other small business, but like there's coffee trucks everywhere, right? Like you
We're
can
not the only one.
You're not the only one in Austin or anywhere, but like y'all's is so special. And I think that like national banks would be like, oh, and like it's a coffee truck.
Yeah.
Like they don't, but Frost is here in the community seeing what y'all are
Yeah.
doing. And so they're like, yeah, we want to be a part of this. You guys have like the proof of concept is like there.
Yeah.
And one thing I can't forget to mention, because we're very excited about it. So this podcast, we do like a quarterly guest event. And I think the next one we're doing is with you all, where Steve and I and Easton Park TV we're gonna open up and buy coffee for everyone to come out and see us and our guests. Is
Love
that
it.
right, Steve? Am I getting all of that right? And we're gonna do kind of like I think he calls it like a confessional booth where we'll like do little mini pods, like little mini podcasts where like
Yeah.
buy the coffee truck, do like celebrate the podcast and everyone who's been on it, celebrate Cenizo, like, and Sano, and it's going to be amazing. So I don't think we've released a date for that yet, but we will soon. But it'll be
Absolutely.
Yeah.
super super
Absolutely.
fun, so much fun. You guys, this is amazing. Did I miss anything?
Well, I guess we did kind of gloss over what is actually going in on Old Lockhart. So
yeah,
obviously,
let's talk about that.
coffee shop.
Of course.
We're also going to incorporate an actual bar. So we'll have
No
Cenizo
way.
after hours there.
Winter, you're never gonna sleep.
So Sheridan's very pivotal in helping us make sure that that's actually getting designed correctly.
Awesome.
That we have the bar space that we need, that we have the equipment that we need, that we have the back of house that we need. Because when you're doing it at the trailer scale, you can kind of get things wrong and figure out how to make it work. When you're building construction from the ground up, I want to make sure that we're getting it right the first time.
Yeah.
No pressure.
So yeah, no pressure, Sheridan. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it.
Yes.
And then
that's amazing.
so that'll be the primary customer facing, and then it's actually going to be a very large building, so we'll have storage for us and we'll have offices and things like that. But the part that we actually think is really cool is we're going to build in at least 2, probably 3 commissary kitchens.
Cool.
So the people that are in our neighborhood that make pastries and cookies and whatever, charcuterie boards and you name it, they have a commercial kitchen that they can take that business that they're running, currently cottage law, in their kitchen.
Yeah.
And if they want to go and make it something where they can go B2B
Awesome.
have distribution through Cenizo, have distribution to other channels, then they have that space where they have that commercial kitchen where they can make their own entrepreneur dream or whatever
Come true.
help bring it to life.
Oh, I love that. I think that's so very, very, very cool. And I bet that that's going to book out so fast and so consistently.
And I mean, a lot of that comes from, we get a lot of people that we want to say yes to, right? We want our pastries to come from people in Easton Park.
Yeah.
We want to sell the cookies. We want to bring in all these things that come from these talented people.
Yeah.
Ultimately, if it's produced on cottage lot in a home kitchen, it can't be sold B2B.
Yeah. Right.
And so our hands are kind of tied there. So the
Yeah.
way that we solve that problem is by saying, great, we'll build a commercial space, and if you want to use it, you can.
That's so cool.
Right. And hopefully that then means that you also have a built-in distribution channel through Cenizo Easton Park, Cenizo Del Valle, its location, the juice bar, and whatever else might be
That's so cool.
there.
It's so cool. It's just like furthering, it's like community support for the community in like the best way. So, y'all, this has been amazing. I'm not surprised. I knew this was gonna be an awesome podcast. To all of our listeners, thank you so much, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
That was good, y'all.